Oh shit, it's actually live. Oh, you're like an idiot. It worked. Hey,
Whatever
it
we
worked.
do, change comes. Coming with the implosion of our Imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself.
And there's nothing we can do to it. It's how we cope with this change.
Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak to the world in a new humanity? And we create structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
Well. What do you have here? Well. Wouldn't you know it? It's time. It's time for another episode of the best worst show on the internet. That's right. Anything that has to do with your boy Manuel Chavez the third or the turd, depending on how you know me. Either way, welcome back to another episode of Griftcast IRL of the Defango G channel, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyways, hopefully you're doing very well today. I'm doing pretty good. Or at least I feel like I'm doing all right. Everybody feels like they're doing a little good sometimes, right? I mean, I don't know. Dude, how the hell are you people been? They're probably like, this guy still exists? God, we thought we were done with him forever. Yeah, I thought I was done forever too, but I figured, you know what? Nobody likes a quitter, number one, and number two, the game is just pretty lame these days. I don't know really any other way of putting it. Like, I've been watching other people's channels and seeing how they do and seeing how they get all crazy excited and pretend like they really give a shit about what they're talking about. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But I figured I would pop in and at least say something to get myself into the mix of time that we are currently living in the interim, in the right now, in the now. Anyways, so hopefully you guys are pretty good. It's really weird. It says that we got people on here. I feel like everything is working, but I don't actually know if it is or not. So I'm just trusting YouTube that it's actually working. So, I mean, dude, the world's on fire. Everybody's in the gooters, is in the doomer circle jerk, it seems. Israel's taken over the world, and though it hasn't, Oliver Tree has died, which is just, you know, devastating on so many levels. Apparently there's gangs that like to do a lot of the graping in the UK, and there was a report put out about it. The SPLC has got indicted because like some lady funneled millions of dollars to her neo-Nazi boyfriend. Jeffrey Epstein is now allegedly trying to get Donald Trump, or was trying to get Donald Trump screwed when he was trying to get out of prison before, you know, he didn't exist anymore. Is that a good way of putting it? Allegedly didn't exist anymore, and isn't that dude that's just rolling around? Yeah. Iran war still happening. There's been some sort of ceasefire. Cool. Maybe not. I don't know. There was a UFC fight at the White House, right? UFC. Everybody loves UFC. Everybody loves the White House. Well, that shit happened. A B-2 bomber crashed and 8 people were killed at Edwards Air Force Base. I mean, there's a lot of shit that has been happening. Apparently Netanyahu is like angry at Trump because they tried to like have peace or whatever. There's a lot of stuff going on. I probably am barely scratching the surface of it. I mean, shit, there's been news with Nicholas Rekieta. He's back in the news fighting with Ethan Ralph again. Ethan Ralph is back in the news. I mean, there's just like a shitload of things that are happening. There are so many angles in this game that we could be talking about every single day. But you know what? The first angle is just to get started. We got to get started again. We got to start doing stuff. Got to start streaming daily. Let people see our beautiful, ugly face and realize that, you know what? Honestly, real seems real, dog. Real is real. Real is real. I don't know. I sit there and I'm looking up, man. It's just like after this Oliver Tree character, I mean, I've been watching and listening to his music going off for a very long time, guys. Like 2017, 2016, like when we were finally getting somewhere is when this dude was barely starting out. Like we were on the same level, man. Like he was just getting started with this shit and he was already becoming popular. And he got signed to Atlantic Records and he went everywhere and he died in a motherfucking plane crash, dude. Just like Kobe Bryant, bro. Just like Kobe. He died. I mean, fiery plane crash. And it's just so sad, bro, because he was so young, man. I'm 40. This guy was like 32 and he was living in his dreams. He looked weird. He had a fucked up haircut and he dressed bad. But you know what? He made music that people loved. And that's like the one thing that even me, you know, it's like, I don't make music that people love, you know, and it just inspires me. It's like, fuck. This guy did it all and he got blown up so big and now he's gone. And people are playing his music and all this other crap. And I'm just sitting on the top of my Prius looking up with my fat ass like, damn, son, you know, you inspire me. legends never die. They never die. But, some people got to move forward, right? Some people got to actually try to do something in the world. And that's what I figured, is that, it doesn't take a lot to do all this stuff. If I break off for a day or two, or an hour or two every day, and start actually talking about stuff, maybe we can make stuff start happening again. I mean, it would be something, wouldn't it? What's up there, ASDFX01, whoever the hell you are? Nice to see somebody chatting, and thanks to JV Guitar Works over on Kick for saying what's up too. Appreciate that. At least we know that somebody's still around. Yeah, Cherie put some like fucking gobbledygook in our thing. She didn't think that Oliver Tree was a legend. She said I was a legend, but she ain't even here in the chat. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's just a lot to think about here. I mean, I remember when we used to struggle to get 50 people, and now we're back at the beginning. We're starting from fresh. We're starting there. And people are like, oh, well, how long is it going to last this time? And, be honest with you, I don't know. But what I do know is we got to at least try. We got the Restream IO set back up. We paid the $20. So we're going to try to see if we can at least make that back and keep doing this, because we got lots of stuff happening coming up in the future. I mean, shit. We have a Rust event that we're going to be playing in next week, right? Rust Fault Lines, I think it is. Been playing a lot of video games and stuff. I know you guys don't like watching me play video games or whatever, and fuck you for that, but you know what? Honestly, I don't know if I would want to watch me play video games neither. I don't know. Do people like watching fat, ugly people, or do I need to be a fucking peanut? I guess I need to be a peanut, or just never show my face. Yeah, whatever, dude. Fault Lines. Oh, yes. But yeah, I did sign up for a role player event. I'm not much of a role player. Actually, I am a pretty good role player. I got all kinds of voices and stuff that I could go in there and play with people with. So if they want to be with me and they want to touch me, we can be there. But you know what? Mine's going to be lamb pipe. Yep, I'm going to be lamb pipe. But yeah, I actually got on somebody's fucking team. And it's like some big Rust event with role players. It's called Rust Role Players. Or it's from a place called Rust Role Players, but it's called Rust Fault Line. It's an upcoming event. It's 8 days, 16 hours, 33 minutes, and 40 seconds away. So I'm pretty excited to be playing on that. There's a lot of different factions that are available. And I don't know how I managed to get myself into this. I just asked some dude, and he was like, oh, yeah, you seem cool. He's like, you gonna do my pipes? And I was like, dude, I'll pipe the fuck out of whatever the fuck. So, you know what? It's going to be a good time, I think. It's going to be a good time. It seems like there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be on this thing, too. And I haven't ever played one of these events, but it's a pretty interesting community. This is the one that it's supposed to be. The saga continues after devastating events of Unanchored. A new rift opens in the world, and people have to survive inside of it. So I got myself on a team. And I'm going to be playing that. It starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's next Thursday. So that means that next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, fucking the 25th to the 28th, your boy is going to be on here gaming his ass off, not giving two fucks. So hopefully you guys are down to see that shit. If not, I mean, I'm feeling like I'm going to be in rare form. To be honest with you, like everything I'm going to be doing lately is just going to be off the cuff. So we're going to have to work. And you know what? I'm fine with working. I'm going to work my ass off, right? Be working my ass off the entire time. But this whole thing seems really, really fun, right? I think I can log in. Let me see if I can log into my thing real quick. What's up, Sewer Guy Rob? That's my boy right there. What's going on, Sewer Guy Rob? Nice to see you too. That's my number one grifty right there. Most money ever given, ever. All right, I logged in. So we're a member of the Tunnelborn Society. Currently, there are 63 active operatives. The captain of our team is Captain Dingle Nugget. Hilarious fucking name. We also got Officer 2T Gamer, this Anchor person. D-Rock, we got DeFango. That's me right there, baby. That's me. Yeah, that's right. That's me. I'm on there. What's up, Edmon7? How you doing, dude? Nice to see you too. Nice to see you too. It's a pleasure to have you back with us. So yeah, I'm in a team. We're gonna be like 50 players deep, son, and we got a whole manifesto and shit. We are not born beneath the earth. We were buried by it. When the fault line consumed the world, many surrendered to fear, violence, and desperation. We chose another path. We chose purpose. We are the tunnel-born societies, explorers of the unknown, keepers of knowledge, seekers of the surface, and we believe that survival belongs not to the strongest, but to those who learn, adapt, and endure. Every tunnel has a story, every map has values, every expedition matters. We will chart the deep, we will uncover its secrets, and we will forge alliances where possible and stand our ground when necessary. We do not fight for conquest. We do not seek power for its own sake. We seek a path forward. And while others search blindly, we mark the way. While others hoard knowledge, we preserve it. And while others lose hope, we will continue to climb. One step higher, one tunnel farther, one discovery closer, and the sky still exists, and we will find it. I mean, I don't know. I didn't write that shit, but it sounds pretty fucking good. But yes, this is the Striving Rust community. It's like going to be a lot of content creators. There's factions. They got a store and shit. But yeah, we're going to be doing that. So hopefully you guys are down. Check that shit out. That'd be cool if you were. Whatever. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be live doing that shit anyway. And that's actually getting me ready for the other thing, because you guys know, I've told you, I've been playing a lot of Rust. I was playing with the clan, but they ended up being a bunch of fucking fags. So, you know how that goes. They don't like the fags don't like the Fango for some reason, even though allegedly I'm gay. I don't know. And then at the same time, I am a priest, and the only people that I've ever met married as an ordained minister were two people, gay people. But who really fucking knows? Who really fucking knows? Does it matter? I don't think it does. But yeah, all of that seems to be getting us ready for the next thing. This one's still pretty tentative, but Global Warfare 4. Yep, Global Warfare 4 is a thing that's been getting put on by Fancy Orb and the Rust community, and we are totally down to be playing one of his big ass events. I mean, they literally just had the Rust kickoff, which was over there on Kick. I mean, they were advertising it as games, 150 content creators, 10 teams, $100,000 prize pool, 4 days of chaos. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play this one because, I'm not a big shit streamer and shit. So, like, what do you expect? They ain't gonna let me in that shit. They only let people in here that got the clout. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got the clout, allegedly, even though technically I do have the clout. They're just assholes. People are just assholes. This is true. So this will be another event that we're gonna be playing, Global Warfare 4. Fancy Art's putting it on. It's gonna be 1,000-player server. Like every content creator and any asshole who's anybody's gonna be on this server, and we're gonna be creating mayhem. Your boy DeFango is gonna be playing. Apparently, I tried out for Coconut B's team. Coconut B, one of my favorite web streamers to watch. Apparently, I'm gonna be on his team, which is crazy, with like, I don't know, at least 50 other people, which is insane. But I was actually kind of shocked because Coconut B has been playing with that Burnt Peanut guy, and apparently I'm going to be on the same team as those people, because right now it's 100% Burnt Peanut's apparently playing Global Warfare 4, and he's going to be on Coconut B's team, and so am I. So that's pretty cool. I mean, if I can't get any juice out of that, then what the fuck am I? I don't know. All I know is that there's going to be some Rust on this channel, and you're just going to have to deal with it. If you don't want to deal with it, well, that's fine. You don't have to. You just go watch something else like you've been doing for months, right? You've been doing for months. That's okay, dude. It's okay, we're getting back into the motions. We're hitting back into the mixtures. We got some Rust events, some gaming events. You know, I just like the Rust community because I'm not the most toxic gamer in the community. 100%. It's not like in Star Citizen where everybody thinks I'm just the worst guy imaginable and doesn't let me do shit. I mean, nah, that's not even true. Like, we did that one race or whatever. They didn't even have any problems with me. You know, I feel like I fixed that situation up a little bit, but you know, there's always been something. So I guess people probably want to see the news. There's only 7 people watching on YouTube right now. So I don't know what y'all are up to or whatever, what you're saying, but you know, you just let me know if you have any questions or you want to stop me or anything like that. I'm interacting as much as possible, but there's just really not that much to interact with right now. You know what I mean? Not really. Not really. Not really. So let's go over here. Let's make sure we show you guys the new website. We got a new website, defango.com. Very, very cleanly done. You know, nice little vaporwave aesthetic to it. You can go check it out. It just got all my links. You know, Streamlabs, Venmo, Cash App, YouTube memberships, that sort of thing. So if you guys want to check it out, you're more than welcome to. Just go to defango.com. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. You can find me there. And yeah, I know I've had that whack ass blog on there for like so long. And now it's gone. You can also go follow me on X at x.com/Defango or at Defango, because I got my x.com. You'll notice that I'm not verified though, because fuck Elon Musk. I ain't paying him shit. Not giving him shit. Not giving him shit. So I guess like I went and looked at X, and there's 3 big stories that seem to be popping up right now. I mean, the first one is this SPLC thing. We got this thing about Jeffrey Epstein, but this one from Rupert Lowell and Restore Britain. Rupert Lowell MP, whatever that means, Manchurian person, or it's some English shit. I don't know. I'm not from England or whatever. Don't ask me about that. But yes, the Grape Gang Inquiry Report seems to have been released. Boy, oh boy, it paints a fucking terrifying picture of what the fuck is going on over in the UK. Because people have been saying, you know, they've been letting in a lot of immigrants. These immigrants are coming into the country, and they're graping a lot of things. They just love to grape shit. They're just grape eaters everywhere. They just grape at everything apparently. And according to this document, which mind you was not actually penned by the government, this is something that a third party like NGO had put together, but it really truly does, you know, bring you into a very, very interesting place, because, you know, the argument is made by Rupert Lowell that, as the case with many decent, hardworking Britons, I'm unaware of the sheer scale of evil that has been and continues to be perpetrated by the chiefly Pakistani Muslim men against vulnerable young white women and girls in communities up and down our country. But the single court transcript for one such horrific case, amplified by Elon Musk, set in motion a long overdue national reckoning on the matter, inspired by over 200,000 British patriots to help fund our Grape Gang Inquiry. And following is a comprehensive report of its findings and essential, and my fucking God. I mean, everything in here is apparently true. But yeah, it just kind of makes you wonder, like, what the fuck is going on over there in the Britons? Because, yeah, allegedly, and I guess it's really not allegedly anymore. It seems like, you know, there's a huge problem with dudes that are immigrating into the country and kidnapping young, impressionable white women and then turning them into their basically sex slaves. So it's like very Epstein-esque. Actually, it's like these Pakistani guys, a lot of them are Muslim. They apparently immigrate to England, right? And once they immigrate to England, they start kidnapping women and selling to each other and having their way with them and killing them, or vice versa. And I mean, it goes through very many different testimonies. I mean, there's victim testimonies for multiple different people, where it talks about their lives and what happened to them and how they became drinkers and smokers, and how they were basically ritualistically almost abused by Muslims, primarily from Pakistan, apparently. And this is something that has been talked about at least a little bit in the news. I've seen it on Google News multiple times where people are trying to tell me this kind of thing isn't going on. But I mean, I feel like, once you have like one or two girls that are willing to come up, these aren't like short stories. These are very long, detailed stories. Inquiry panelists, do you know how many men abused you over that period if you had to guess? Chloe, hundreds? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Excuse me? Hundreds? What's so like more than 1,000 or less than 1,000 is my next question, because that's like that's still too many, right? It's gonna be too many no matter what. But you know what? There's another girl, Fiona. What does this say? I was beaten regularly. I was drugged, filmed being raped, and the footage was distributed. I sustained broken bones, facial injuries, and severe trauma. I was subjected to racial abuse in the community and blamed by the families of the perpetrators. Yes, yes, yes. That's how it usually goes, because in their culture, it's a culture of, well, no culture, to be frank. But this is the kind of thing that they're okay with happening. They don't see women as equals or near being human. And it's very similar to how Jewish people, or Israelis, for example, don't believe anybody else is actually a human being, which is why they can do whatever they do. I mean, it's when you get into these situations and you see it, one side is going to be telling you this, one side's going to be telling you this, but the reality is that they're both fucking monsters equally, and it needs to be brought up. And this is the same thing that they're trying to do here in the United States, or at least for what we understand, right? They're trying to have us be invaded by all the Muslims, apparently, so that this starts fucking happening over here. Yeah, over my dead body. And trust me, many people have tried and failed. They shot their shot. It hit me, and I'm still here. So think about that. Anyways, inquiry panelists, what would you say the main issue was? Michelle, I don't think that they cared much about us. They didn't want to open that can of worms because it's a religious thing. They'd probably say 98% of them were Pakistani Muslim. If not, they were Iraqi or Kurdish. Yeah, but I feel like the opulent word here is specifically the Muslims, right? Because it's been pretty frankly shown by us and various different people that they inherently have a wrong way of looking at it. If you're a man in one of those cultures, you believe that you're basically a god, or as close as to what you can get, and you do not view women as even being close to being equal. And if somebody tries to lie to you and say that that's not true, well, then they're just fucking lying to you, and you shouldn't be listening to them anyway, right? And so, guy Rob, you're right. The Second Amendment will keep it in check here in the United States, but only as long as we have the Second Amendment. And you know how that goes. They take away your First Amendment, which is they take away your ability to speak. And then once they take away your ability to speak, taking away your Second Amendment ain't going to be no thing for them, because you already can't talk about it. You know what I mean? And Mr. Blacksmith, good to see you over there. Now, the Second Amendment is just going to get you a felony. True. That's true. It can help, but that's the thing, is that the Second Amendment only helps if you're the person being attacked and defending yourself. But even then, there are countless numbers of states in the United States that don't follow castle type doctrine. And you know what? Even if you did defend yourself against one of these attackers, you would probably still end up in jail or paying some massive fucking fine for wrongful death or something like that, because that's just how fucked up the world is these days. I mean, there's really no other way of, cutting it left and right, up and down. I mean, that's just literally what it is. So we have to utilize our voices. If we don't utilize our fucking voices, we got nothing, man. And we ended up like Marlon. Marlon. Scarlett went missing again and again for several days. When she was eventually found, she was unkempt, distressed, and disclosed she had been raped. Shockingly, Edge of Care staff returned her to the location where she had been raped and failed to report the offense to the police. Her duty social workers until days later. Yeah, that's right. There's a huge problem with this kind of shit happening overseas, but this is the same stuff that they're trying to do or get done in here. We don't know to what extent it's happening in the Muslim enclaves in Texas. We don't know what the extent it's happening over in the Jewish enclaves in Texas or in thing. And you gotta think that whenever you hear a Muslim saying something about it or a Jewish person saying something about it, you need to realize that they're doing the same things in both of their same areas and they hide it from everybody else. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. It's like, it doesn't even matter if you take them and you tell them what happened. Oh, well, we don't want to have this whole racial thing start happening. We don't want to say what it is because we'll get thrown in jail in the UK for racism faster. They'll throw you in jail for racism, but they will not throw you in jail if you're graping a bunch of girls. Just think about that. Like that's how it is over there in Britain. Britain is already lost. So we've been saying that place is lost, but it was 100% fucked. And I feel bad for all those folks that we know the Brits that pretend that, oh, well, we're just all smiles and cakes and everything's great for us. I mean, did you see what was happening in Ireland? Like, was it Ireland, like, fucking having riots and shit? Ireland riots. Like, yeah, there was riots that were happening, right? Belfast riots, I think it was. Major anti-racial rally held in Belfast to condemn anti-immigrant riots egged on by Elon Musk. Oh, sorry, they're trying to do the counter-protester. It's just dystopian. Belfast community lefts are terrified after the anti-immigrant riots. I mean, yeah, you know what? I bet you all those people that are rioting thought it was pretty fucking dystopian that Irish girls were getting raped and murdered by foreigners and nobody from the government was doing anything about it. So they started doing this. Now, I'm not advocating that we do anything like this in the United States because that would be fucked. Everybody's got guns, right? But it's like the programming, it's the latent coding. It seems like they're always trying to push us towards that whole civil war, civil war, civil war. I feel like fucking Tim Pool all of a sudden, civil war, civil war, civil war, right? Because he's just saying that shit all the time, but something to think about. Like, I'm not going to read through this entire inquiry. I just don't have the time. But as he left the dock to be taken down to custody, I was literally verbally assaulted by his sister who shouted Allahu Akbar, which means God is great, right? That's what they screamed. He was like, oh, so wait, is his sister saying that because he's great because he's finally getting arrested? Or was she shouting at this girl saying, oh, well, God wills it, that he said I could do it? Taylor, before they grape me, they would chant Bismillah, Hi Raham, Ni Raham. Translation, in the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Wow. Banging bitches for your God doesn't seem like something we do. And you know what? Who else does that? Or have we heard recently does that? Is that the Israelis? You're right. That is the Israelis. So when I say it's both sides doing the same shit, it is literally both sides doing the same shit in different areas. And I mean, it's so fucked, bro. Jane, I later learned that the key records from the children's home were missing or destroyed despite statutory retention requirements. My care file from the placement cannot be produced. This is instructed accountability. Yep. They embed themselves into your communities. They start putting themselves into key positions of power so that they can hide and obstruct accountability from other people in their culture that do these wrong things. While all of us Americans are playing by a completely different guidebook with no understanding of what these fucking people are doing. We don't know that there's this monolithic conspiracy against us because that's gay as fuck. That's gay as fuck. Right? But it's still there. It's still happening. And we have to start realizing that it is. Like, this is not the time to be frank and not speak your mind about these things. Because if you don't, like, literally, you're going to lose everything that you hold dear. And we have seen multiple people lose these things that they hold dear. And you got to ask yourself, is this like what we want in America? No. Do we want this in Britain? No. Would we have ever thought some shit like this would be happening in Britain? No. Why the fuck are they doing this to their people? Do they truly not care about them? Do they not see their fellow constituents as human beings? Like, that's the real fucking question. Lily, they would toot the horn in their car, and then a child would be taken in front door by the staff member of the children's home. Yep, that's right. Grace, if I got raped tomorrow, I would never come back to the police again, because what's the point? It's just pointless. The process leaves you feeling even worse because you're either not believed or you're not taken seriously, or they don't use the tool that they're got to go investigate properly because it's too hard and they're lazy as fuck. Yep. It's over and over and over again. The local Victoria, the local mosque where the boyfriend used to go, is known for extreme radical views, and I feel that the children and young adults that are attending that mosque are being taught what to go out and do in the community, and our children at schools to preach, right? You gotta think about that shit, at least. You gotta put it into perspective, dog. You gotta put it into perspective. This ain't going away. Like, you may not want to see it, you may not want to care about it, but the reality is that it's here. It's here to stay, right? And I mean, if you sat down and you read through that whole entire thing and you still felt nothing, I mean, I just don't even know what to say. There's people that care more about how you say their gender is than they care that this is happening in the world. To them, it's 1,000 times more important that you get their gender correct that they made up, as opposed to just looking at something like this. And I mean, even to this day, you know, like, we just got back onto the scene again, and we're talking about hard stuff. But are we getting the people here? No. And you got to think, what is it? Is Satanism, like Sewer Guy Rob says in the chat, is it satanic? I think it is, dude. I think people have just kind of given up with the Lord. They've given up being good at all, right? Like, we're watching what's happening over in the Holy Land, Israel, right? Allegedly the Holy Land of demons, fucking maybe. And we've seen it happen for years now, right? And we're in this middle of a situation where Trump is supposed to be celebrated because he ended the war with Iran. But is the war really over? No. Is Israel still bombing? Yes. Did we really fucking fix anything? No. No, we didn't. We didn't fix shit. You know, what did we have happening in the United States that was pretty big? We had this, you know? Yeah, this is the big thing. So Donald Trump had a gigantic UFC fight at the White House. They built an entire dome and a goddamn octagon right in front of the fucking White House, right? We literally live in idiocracy. That's what, you know, we're out. You know what? And that's crazy. Okay, that's crazy. But there was literally a UFC fight at the fucking White House. Did you ever think that you would see a UFC fight at the White House? No, I'm sorry. No, I never thought I would actually see that. But you know what? It happened. It's there. And now they're saying that there was apparently going to be a terrorist attack that was going to be happening during that. But the FBI did their job and they thwarted the fuck out of all of that. Yeah, dude. President Camacho. Not Macho. Camacho. Yeah, well, I mean, if you say it's macho, 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 macho man. I want to be a macho man. To be honest with you, Trump is a fag. I'm sorry. That dude's gay as fuck. He sucks. Like, I used to be a huge fan, but it's all gone after all of the fucking Israel bullshit and the no wars broken and the fucking lies. Like, I was already fed up with them when he was supposed to be getting elected again the last time. And now I'm just kind of like, you know what? This guy's a fucking clown, bro. Like, seriously? UFC? I mean, okay, yeah, some fucking chuds are gonna say that that's fucking cool, but that's gay as fuck, dude. You're gay as fuck. And then to turn around and try to say, oh, well, we found a bunch of Antifa. We found a bunch of Antifa that were gonna attack us and take out the president, and we arrested them. We're the saviors. I mean, at this fucking point, I'm just like, okay, for real. I believe you. I believe you. Whatever, dude. I could care less, bro. Like, but they did say that they arrested 5 people from Ohio, Missouri, Nebraska, California on federal charges because they apparently were saying a bunch of violent rhetoric and say they were going to attack the vet or they had guns. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I have no fucking clue. But it just seems fucking fake as fuck. That's what it really just seems. Because it's just one of those situations where, like, anyone that believes the case has worked in a bubble is naive, says Deputy Secret Service Director Matthew Quinn, who told reporters in an unrelated news conference, I'll tell you that the Secret Service led the investigation from the beginning. I'll tell you that it's ongoing. And in order to maintain the integrity of the investigation and the security plan, we chose not to leak it. But yeah. Apparently, a bunch of dumb fucks were on TikTok and Signal, and that's how they caught him. Wait a minute. I thought Signal was that app that you used to securely message people that the government didn't have any type of access to. Well, that seems like it's a little fucked, right? Because they got the Signal chats. Like, who fucked up there? They were also talking about it on TikTok, which just, I mean, really, dude? You're going to be talking about attacking the president on TikTok? TikTok. I mean, I've gone to TikTok. I've scrolled that shit. I've seen the level of not intelligence that exists there. I don't think I've ever scrolled past a video of a person with an IQ over 87, to be frank. But whatever. 19-year-old Ohio man Tyson Proper was one of the whose mother contacted law enforcement last week with concerns about a firearm purchases and online communications. Damn. 19-year-old kid's mama snitched on him? That's fucking hilarious, dude. Yeah, he bought a gun and I think he's trying to kill Trump. I think he's trying to kill Trump. But you see what happened to the last douchebag that tried to kill Trump? You really think you're going to be able to get away with that, dude? Like, who the fuck do you think you are? You think you're goddamn James Bond? You're not going to fucking make that. You ain't gonna be able to do that shit. You're a bitch. You ain't got that fucking kind of play. Seriously, who fucking lied to you? Anyways, members of the group stated that they wanted to protect the United States. Yeah, is that what they all say? Oh yeah, we're fighting tyranny. Anyways, members of the group said that they wanted to protect the United States they believe was headed in the wrong direction. Yeah, the country's going in the wrong direction. Phil. Anyways, members of the group believe the United States need to be torn down so that it could be rebuilt. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Fuck the country. Some expressed a desire that people who were involved with Jeffrey Epstein should not govern the country. Well, guess what? There's people that have been involved with Jeffrey Epstein governing the country for a better part of 30 years even or more. So you're kind of fucked on that one there, buddy. And you can't just put that on Trump. I mean, you could try, but that just makes you kind of a little retarded, I'd have to say. Fucking dumbass. But that's okay. You know, what dumbasses, they're allowed to exist too. Okay. You know, me, I'm over here at 137 land just being like, look, I see past the bullshit and you may not like what I have to say, but that usually generally means that you're stupid. You know, sorry. You're not seeing what I'm saying. You're just hearing what I'm saying and crying. And I like that shit. So Trump's 80th birthday party was a UFC event. Trump got what he loved. I got to see a bunch of men beating the shit out of each other. Oh, I loved it. And then I watched some guy fuck Melania to sleep while I was in the cuck chair. Yep. So, anyways, I don't know, dude. It seems pretty shaky. Maybe they're going to give us some more information about like what happened or whatever, but at this particular juncture, it just doesn't really seem like they're giving us too much information, right? They had a couple of suspects. They got the They had a whole probe going on, and then fucking FBI director Kash Patel, just like every other Jeet bitch that you've ever fucking met, immediately run in to claim victory and take credit for something that he did not do shit on. Yep, that's exactly how it goes. You don't like it? I don't give a fuck. Hey, Cash, call me, you fucking bitch. Yeah, I'll help you with your investigations, but you got time for the Fango? No, because you a cocksucker. Cool. Yeah, and thanks to the rapid action of this FBI, our partners in the Department of Justice and the multi-state operation took him down. Yeah, he totally took credit for everything, which is just normal for him at this particular situation. They said there was an active plot against the president and they stopped it. Celebrate us. The FBI, right? It was the FBI that announced it. But now the Secret Service is trying to say, no, it was us. It was us. We're the ones that stopped the drone gun attack that was going to totally happen and to be totally real. Drone gun attack? Like, what the fuck? They put a gun on a drone and they're going to fly it and shoot him? Like, why not just fucking dive bomb a grenade or some shit? Like, come on. Like, think, dude. Call somebody in fucking Ukraine. Get that one dude. That one Ukrainian drone pilot piece of shit and have him do there. I actually was playing in a Rust skill with a drone pilot, and that guy was a fucking asshole, and he sucked at everything, and he was like, oh, I'm so smart, I'm all right. I'll be like, yeah, but that's gay as fuck, and it's not gonna work. And then you could show why it would work. Oh, but like, shut the fuck up. Anyways, as you could tell, I don't give two fucks about people's feelings anymore. People don't care about my feelings. Why am I gonna care about your feelings? Oh no, somebody trying to kill Trump again. How sad. Yeah, I can give a fuck, dude. Like, it's honestly surprising there hasn't been more. Right? Because not only has he pissed off the entirety of like the alt-right and the alt-left, the Antifas and everyone else. I mean, at this point, the Jews are pissed off at him. So like, who the fuck is on his side? Like, at this point, it's just like throwing needles in the haystack, dude. Like, if he makes it to the end of his presidency, I'll fucking be shocked. Okay? I will be shocked. Shocked. All right? I'll be shocked. So, we had a terrorist attack, or alleged would-be terrorist attack with the 19-year-old gonna use drones to take out the president. I mean, do you fucking hear that shit? And this is the same people that are celebrating that they're taking down this shit, that they're all of a sudden the same group of people that lost a B-2, like a B-2 Strato Fortress bomber literally crashed at Edwards Air Force Base. Like, how the fuck does that happen, dude? It was airborne for 3 minutes before crashing into the deck, and fucking A, already there are just so many conspiracy theories floating around about this one, where people are like, well, where's all the rest of the fucking plane? I don't know where the rest of the plane is. The plane there? It looked like it crashed, but there's no engines or anything like that. But check it out. Check it out. Let's just watch the little video that they got for us here. See? Okay, that's the video that they got. Okay, they don't have the video of it crashing, but they got the video of the aftermath. And I'm just all like, all right, well, yeah, there's definitely like a fire or something. Where's the fucking plane? Like, it just melted into nothing? Like, where's the engines? Where's the fucking fuselage? Where's the wings? Where's the fucking plane? You telling me that thing was just full of gas and it just fucking all gone? Like, where the fuck is it? Like, here's it smoking. I see like little tiny pieces of something over here. But like, there's like a dude standing there or something. I don't know. Like, seriously? Where's the fucking plane? Where's the plane? Like, seriously? There is the plane. Where did my fucking screenshot go? Where did my fudging screenshot go? Okay, hold up. I guess I'm gonna have to do it like this. Oh, I missed it by like a second. Well, this is lame and gay. This is gay. Come on. Back up to where I said. There we go. Yeah, no. Where's the fucking plane? Yeah, like, how many B2s are left? I don't know. That seems like a question for Gemini, though. Wait, I don't have Gemini up right now. Gemini.google.com. Let's go to the paid one, though. I don't want this fucking whack-ass not paid one. I don't want the whack-ass not paid one. I want the good one. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, seriously? How many B-2 bombers are left in operation? We'll ask the Google. Confirming a fact. Okay. Okay. As early, we had 75 B-52H Stratofortress bombers. Until recently, the operational fleet stood at 76. But the crash at Edwards Air Force Base has brought that number down to 75. The current active fleet is made up of entirely B-52H variants, which were the last version to roll off the assembly line before production ended in 1962. Damn. 1962? Holy shit, that plane is old as fuck. And they're still flying it around? Like, you fucking for real, dude? Like, seems a little dangerous, man. Seems a little dangerous, dude. So, yeah, there could be a bunch, dude. It says, addition to the operational fleet, there are typically a dozen extra airframes kept in stabilized long-term storage at David Mathis Air Force Base Boneyard in Arizona. Hey, I've been there. David Mathis, I've been there. Theoretically, they can be restored to active duty if the frontline fleet needs replacement. Wow. Wow. Hola, Sandro Romero. Welcome to the show. Well, that's interesting. I did not know that about the B-2 bomber. I did not know that about the B-2 bomber. But it's okay. We'll just leave you right over here. Okay, so active fleets, B-52s be crashing. They're old as fuck planes, bombers that were used in goddamn Desert Storm. Which I think these are also the bombers that dropped the nuclear ordnance, is it not? I thought it was. But anyways, here's the news story. Let's see if it actually has.
And that is where 8 people died today, just before noon, in the crash of a
Russia lost a strategic bomber yesterday.
Bomber. It crashed at Edwards Air Force Base.
Service members, government contractors, and government civilians were all on board that B-52. And within the last 10 minutes, we did learn 2 Boeing employees are among the victims. NBC4's Keenan Willard joining us live now from outside the base with more on what we learned about those on board. Keenan.
Thanks, Keenan.
Jonathan, we're learning a lot as we go into the evening hours after this fiery crash here at Edwards Air Force Base. Now, we know that it's going to be a process before there's going to be any cause of the crash that's released. It could potentially take months, and we're continuing to learn more about the people who actually were on board during this fiery crash.
Well, yeah, it's going to take months. There isn't any fucking plane left for them to investigate. Like, what the fuck?
Today, Edwards Air Force Base experienced a horrible tragedy, and we lost 8 great Americans.
Test pilot.
The Air Force says around 11:20 this morning, a B-52 Stratofortress bomber was running a test flight mission here at Edwards when it crashed shortly after takeoff. This was a fiery crash. Investigators say it was quickly determined that no one could have survived. 8 people determined to be dead.
Survived.
In the last 2 hours, the Air Force said on board.
So wait, How long till we find out that they were testing some fucking kind of newfangled power delivery system or some new weapon system or something?
We're a mix of military personnel, government civilians, and military contractors. And as we said, in the last 10 minutes, the airport parts manufacturer Boeing came out and said that 2 of its employees are among the deceased. The company is now working to support their family members. Now, the Air Force says this mission was part of a program to modernize the radar systems on the B-52, which is a long-range bomber that's been used by the Air Force since the 1950s. The Air Force says they don't know the cause of this crash yet, and that won't be released for some time. First, a safety review board will investigate for the next 30 days. Then a separate board could take up to 6 months to release their findings. Today, the Air Force tells us their priority is notifying the loved ones of those 8 people killed in this crash.
As it should be. They should be telling the people that died in the crash. So as you know, I mean, things are happening, you know. We're still losing Americans. This is over in the Mojave Desert, 100 miles north of Los Angeles. And, yep, 2 Boeing employees were lost, plus a bunch of servicemen and women, which is really, really sad. But you got to think that, you know, we're supposed to be putting these planes into service for these wars for other countries want us to fight for them. Like, I don't think that's what I would personally want. That's not what I would personally want to have to deal with. But, you know, at least some people might know what the heck is happening in this particular situation. Oh, hey, CV. Nice to see you out there. Nice to see you out there. So at least we know the B-2 bombers crashed. We lost 8 people. And they say that one of the guys actually was about to welcome a baby, dude. Had a baby, dude. Wife of B-2 crash victim speaks out. Something was wrong with the plane. Yeah, you know that there was something. I'm pretty sure something was wrong with the fucking plane. It crashed. Hello? Yeah. So, yeah, my husband told me that on Friday they were supposed to fly on Friday, but that something was wrong with the plane. I don't know what was wrong, but the flight kept getting pushed back. He was supposed to fly in the morning, and then it got pushed back to noon, and then it got pushed back to 2 o'clock, and then they said they were going to have to fix whatever was wrong with it, and then they would fly it when it was done. And then the B-2 bomber crashed shortly after takeoff at 11:20 a.m., and they said, well, we don't know. We don't know what happened. All we know is that it went down, and it going down is not a good thing, right? We don't ever want to be losing service members for any type of reason, but for it to just go down like that it just really fucking seems like craziness. But I guess since we're talking about warplanes and bombers and shit, we should get into the whole Netanyahu and Trump situation, right? Because Netanyahu and Trump are having a little bit of beef, aren't they not? That's what I heard. You're right, Super Guy Rob. It is sad for the families because, you know, they're losing people. What was wrong with the plane? Should they even been messing with the fucking 60-year-old plane to begin with? 70-year-old plane to begin with, right? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. But, you know, what can you really do, dude? What can you really do? Well, what we can do is go look and see how best buds in the entire world, our number one ally, is going. And apparently, apparently we're finally having a little bit of a shakeup with the whole Netanyahu-Trump love affair that's been going on for the last 2 years. Yeah, dude, Trump's left Netanyahu with the horrendous choice. Netanyahu pays a political price for Trump's Iran deal. Trump goes after Netanyahu as he pursues a deal with Iran, putting their friendship to the test. Where does the Iran deal leave the U.S.-Israel relationship as they reach a fork in the road? The end of the war in Iran threatens glorious failure for Israel. Ooh, yeah. Well, you know, what do you think, dude? You know, there's a lot of people out there that still apparently unequivocally love Israel. I'm not one of those people or whatever. I think the folks over there are fucking crazy, inbred, like cultureless swine. right? I think they're like basically demons at this point from all the shit that I've seen on social media be posted about how they talk about their enemies, how they treat their enemies and children, right? And how they just like basically try to expand. What have we been in for the last fucking year or two? We've been fighting their war. Okay, so Israel had this October 7th attack, which restarted all of this fucking bullshit, and then they started attacking everybody, and they got attacked, and then we were helping them, and then we kept helping them, and then they kept attacking everybody, and now they're just expanding. Like, did Iran attack them? No, it was Hezbollah, right? But oh no, Iran paid for it, so now we got to kill them too. And now they're saying the same thing about Lebanon, right? They're saying they're taking out Hezbollah forces in that Lebanon, even though if you go to the fucking social media, you see that they're just like bombing dudes that are like drinking coffee that, you know, like didn't even have anything to do with shit, or they're bombing fucking entire schools full of children and not giving two fucks about it. So yeah, it's kind of weird. I think a lot of people thought it was weird that Trump saddled himself so closely to Netanyahu and basically let him shove his fucking hand up his ass and puppet him like he was Pinocchio or some shit. Like, that's where we've been in this particular situation, right? And they're talking about Trump having issues, right? Trump, few leaders in the world stage seem to be closer than Trump and Netanyahu, put the American president's desire for a way out of the Iran war appears to be putting their relationship on edge.
Without us, without the United States, there would be no Israel. Without me, there would be no Israel, because no other president was willing to do what I did.
So, has Donald Trump turned against Israel? Well, a lot of people here are beginning to wonder and to worry, because for a while now, the US president has been their closest and most loyal ally. American and Israeli forces attacked Iran together. Trump and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu seemed like a team. Both agreed that Iran
they did seem like a pretty good team.
Have nuclear weapons. But then came a widening divide. Netanyahu determined to fight Hezbollah in Lebanon. Trump focused on getting a deal with Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and to ease the pressure on the global economy and, well, let's be honest, to push down prices for American consumers. The problem is those two ambitions don't actually fit terribly well together. Hezbollah, the group pursued by Israel, are backed by Iran, the country that America was negotiating with. And this time, Trump has picked pragmatism over geopolitical loyalty. His focus is on getting the deal done, and he doesn't want Israel to derail it. So he started to criticize both Netanyahu, who he described as effing crazy, and has said that Israel has gone too far in Lebanon, where it has killed more than 3,500 people and displaced more than 1 million.
I'll tell you what, Israel's fighting Hezbollah too long and too many people are being killed. And you don't have to knock down an apartment house every time you're looking for somebody, because there are a lot of people in those apartment houses, and they're not all Hezbollah, that I can tell you.
Hezbollah and Iran want Israel
now, wait a second there, sewer guy Rob. You say he's getting maybe he's getting the message and trying to create some space with Israel. Like, why didn't he get that message months ago, years ago, when Israel was going carte blanche on Gaza, calling everybody that lived in Gaza Hezbollah, and just like letting them ritualistically murder this entire people, right? You know, fucking committing an ethnic cleansing, for God's sakes. And this is where he draws the line, right? Like, maybe he is getting the messaging, but like, it kind of seems a little late, you know? He's already hitched himself to that wagon, and maybe he's got some time to detach, but that just means that Israel's just going to start attacking us and attacking everything else in the region. And either way, they're going to get their 7-on-1 war that they've been asking for so that they can get their Moshe to come back or whatever. And it doesn't matter. As soon as he shows up, I'm just going to go right over there and I'm going to fucking wax him. And it's going to be like a second. I'm just going to blink and you miss it. That's how fast it's going to be. But you gotta realize that, you know, there's still things that have to happen, things that need to be done, but Yeah, you're right. 5 forever. Can't believe any of this standard military tactics. Yeah, these are non-standard military tactics. This is fucking war crimes, bro. These are war crimes. These are the opposite of standard military tactics. These are straight up war crimes. And it's like, how do you even see it any other way?
Withdraw from Lebanon. Netanyahu has said his forces will remain there for as long as necessary. But now he's facing a horrendous political choice. If he does what Trump wants him to and ends the war against Hezbollah, then Netanyahu looks weak. That is catastrophic when he's got an election later this year, and many Israelis do support the campaign in Lebanon. But
Trump just looking at you and your ugly ass wife, and he's just blam, 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 blam. Yeah, that's right, Netanyahu. That's what he's trying to do. But it really, if it was us just on the outside, like me and sewer guy Rob, we got our fucking drinks, and we're just like, what the fuck is sewer guy? I was like, what the fuck is happening over here? And we're like, Trump's trying to do that whole power move thing, but she's ugly as fuck, so it doesn't really work, and it's just kind of awkward for everyone. Let's see. 5 Forever says war crimes are made up by mostly military people to suit their objective. Yeah, I don't know. They're made by like military people, mostly the Canadians, I feel like, you know, because they're just like, well, yeah, we're gonna win this war using the most underhanded, dirty fucking tactics that we could ever fucking possibly use. And then we had a whole Geneva Convention created in it because of it, and then everybody followed it in World War II, except for Israel, by the way, the ones that got saved during World War II. They're like, nah, fuck all y'all. We're better than you because we're chosen, so we're gonna do whatever we want. Okay, we're gonna do whatever we want because, you know, we're up here and you're like, you're lower than the dirt.
If he defies the president, then he risks ostracizing Israel's great ally and infuriating a man who is infamous for holding grudges.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, all right, Sky News. That's pretty good. Pretty good breakdown, right? And that's true, though. That's where we're at, you know? Trump is trying to cut Netanyahu. He is trying to wrangle Netanyahu and get himself on top because he wants to be the top, and he's trying to get to Raylan. But the problem is that he's already been bottom bitch for so long that all of the people that he's turned off in his entire constituency, pretty much he crossed the line. He crossed the 2 lines that you don't cross. And ever since he crossed those lines, the fact that he doubled, tripled, quadrupled, octupled down on it really just kind of makes it like, yeah, it could be like a geopolitical win in eyes, but like the damage has already been done, right? The damage has already been done. Nobody wants to hitch their wagon to Israel anymore. Not even Trump, because, he's starting to realize that he is getting fucked. But in the sense here, in the long timey-wimey history of things, when you're like me and you can see the 4th dimension on these things, you realize that we're already stuck, son. Like, he can roll back and he can roll back and he can roll back, but that just means that instead of half of the country being Nazis, everybody's Nazis now. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, some of the people have backs to it, and then we're in the same position, except for it's opposite, right? Because right now, the UK is allegedly infested with Islamists that like the great things that are trying to take over the country and put Sharia law in. And while that's happening over in the UK, the same thing is happening here, but there has been major headway for many, many years by the Jewish people to get in their Noahide laws and to criminalize Christianity and to basically become our evil overlords of some kind. At least that's what the conspiracy theory is. That's no longer seemingly a conspiracy theory, right? We're looking at this in the sense that these guys literally think that they know better than us, right? They think that there's a bigger price that they can pay. They think they could stop us from understanding the reality of the things that's happening here. And I would have to say, yeah, Moses disapproves. Moses and any of those other biblical people would hate this. And that's why I think that when we talk about what's happening and how they're just trying to basically create all this madness. Oh my gosh. It's going to be wild. Hi, Lunchy. Look at who it is. It's the Lunchy. The Lunchers. What are you doing? Did you eat your burger? Did you eat your burger, baby girl? Yeah, did you finally want to come up here? You finally wanted to come up here? Daddy, I don't like coming up here. Yep, Lunchy's still alive. Hiya, Lunch. What are you looking for? I don't got any food up here. There ain't no food up here. What do you want? What are you trying to get? You're pawing at me like I'm gonna give you something. What do you want? What do you want? Let me see your teeth. Your teeth are beautiful. But yeah, we got Lunchy over here. So think about this. Lunchy, what do you think? Do you think that Netanyahu and Trump are fucked now? And either way, we're all stuck going into Armageddon. Yeah, I think that's the way it is too, Lunchers. That's the way I think it's gonna be. There's not much that we could do now, Lunchy. We're kind of stuck in the situation. And either way, we're fucked. Just how fucked do you want to get? Is it going to happen now or later?
The way Israel has handled themselves with Lebanon and with Hezbollah. They should have been able to do the job faster. It just goes on forever. And when that happens, it throws a negative light on the big deal, and that's the deal with Iran. I'll tell you what, Israel's fighting Hezbollah too long, and too many people are being killed. And you don't have to knock down an apartment house every time you're looking for somebody, because there are a lot of people in those apartment houses, and they're not all Hezbollah, that I can tell you. And I suggested to Israel to let Syria take care of Hezbollah. Because to be honest with you, I think they do a better job of doing it. I want to mention Iran. We appreciate the relationship we've had over the short period of time
Mitch
with Iran.
Candiano. Nice to see you, bro.
The primary thing, it's, we can talk about the Iran all day long. We're not investing any money. We have the right to.
That dude was on fucking Theo Von right there, bitch. Candiano over there, the YouTube jet.
If we want, but we're not investing any money.
That's a celeb right there. It's like a celeb. He's like a celeb. So, this is finally some headway, some motion in this whole entire situation with Netanyahu. And I like it because we've needed to come apart. But you know what? What's the future of this situation? Okay, so if Netanyahu stops attacking and does what, we want him to do, he's going to look like a cuck at the world stage and finally probably get ousted and at least put a stopper in all the fucking nonsense that's been happening in the Middle East for at least the last couple of years. Or he's just going to be like, fuck you, and keep attacking, dude. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to exhaust every single little bit of everything that we gave them. And then once that we have exhausted it, they're going to ask us for more. And if we tell them no, they're going to turn on us something fierce, to the point where, they're already in a position where they cannot win. They could barely win with our help. Without our help, they are hopeless. They don't have enough people. They don't have strong enough people. I mean, the only army that they're going to win against is an army of children. That's just it. There's really no other way of that. Get the F out of here. I remember, dude. That guy's awesome. What do you mean? So think about this. It doesn't matter where we're at. We kind of want Netanyahu. We want Netanyahu to fuck this up. That's where I'm trying to get with this. We want him to fuck it up. We want them to screw that shit up, because that will give us the ability to never have to deal with their shit again, which is a double-edged sword. It's very good for us because we stop bleeding bajillions of dollars into just the fucking worst people that humanity has ever assembled. Literally just terrible fucking human beings. The absolute worst. Somehow, it used to be people would say that about Muslim folks, but now you can look at Muslim folks and the rape gangs and the treatment of the women and shit, and then you're like, yeah, well, you know what? At least they're not fucking killing kids indiscriminately. Think about that shit. There's no way that, you know what? there's no way that they're ever going to be able to get up out of that. Like, there's no amount of propaganda that they'll ever be able to push that's going to change people's understandings about that situation. I mean, I've had people try to argue with me about work. I'm just going to be like, bro, I've seen the images online. I've seen the stuff that these Israeli citizens are saying about human beings, and I say, fuck you, suck a dick. I don't give a fuck. You will never convince me otherwise. And that's cool. You know, that's fine, dude. It's fine. You know, withdrawing, right? What's happening? Netanyahu says, oh, well, I don't have to listen to that. I do my own. I do my own shit. I'm Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm a big dick. Oh, yeah. I'm big dick Benjamin Netanyahu. Big dick Benjamin Netanyahu. What's this?
אנחנו הרבה פעמים רואים עין בעין, ויש גם מקרים שאנחנו רואים פחות עין בעין. אני אחראי לאינטרסים הביטחוניים של ישראל, אני עומד עליהם, ואני רוצה להגיד לך איך עומדים עליהם. צריך לעמוד עליהם, לא בהתלהמות, לעשות את זה בתבונה, וזה דורש הרבה ניסיון והרבה תבונה, והרבה היכרות עם הזירה האמריקנית. זה דורש הרבה ניסיון. אני חושב שאני עושה את זה על הצד הטוב ביותר, וכשצריך, אני עומד איתן על האינטרסים הביטחוניים שלנו, של ממשלת ישראל. אנחנו הרבה פעמים רואים עין בעין, ויש גם מקרים שאנחנו רואים פחות עין בעין. אני אחראי
Yeah, he's already going on television and telling people, yeah, he's not going to comply with that Trump deal. He's going to strike Iran and Lebanon wherever he deems necessary because he didn't make that. And then there's him with the agreement, without an agreement. As long as I'm Prime Minister, Israel and Iran will not have nuclear weapons.
אני יכול להגדיר את זה.
Wow. Yeah. His ears trip me out too, dude. He's like he's literally looks like he should be a Gringotts. Yeah. I am Jewish. I am American. I have family in Israel. With an agreement, without an agreement. Look at all this propaganda, dog. Look at all this fucking propaganda.
Between the Americans and the Iranians, and it's going towards that. Netanyahu will try to sabotage it. One of the ways he'd sabotage it is by putting out Epstein material against U.S. government officials, including Trump. And he put it out there.
Oh, yeah? You mean like this right here? I literally have something of that right now. Jesus Christ, dude. What is with all these fucking ads, bro? Jeffrey Epstein was obsessed with trying to take down Trump before suicide. Oh, really? Breaking news on the 16th? Interesting. So they're putting out more Epstein information after the Epstein information was put out shittily. So they think that, we're going to believe that new Epstein information that's coming out or whatever. I mean, we already knew that Trump and Epstein were friends and hanging out and shit. That's right, Lunchy. We knew that shit. We told people that shit. Did they believe us? No. And then it came out that he actually did, and they paid off one of the people that they abused, Lunchy. Trump did. One of those young girls that he did. And he still thinks that he's going to have half the country's support after that shit. Only the fucking retards. And let me tell you, there's a lot of you. I moved to here, and it's funny. They call me a regional genius, but I never really understood what that fucking meant until I realized that it means that there was only like one or two of me in the entire region. Just absolutely fucking insane when you really think about it. So think about this. Put that in your pop and smoke it. We're losing B-2 bombers. We got Netanyahu and Trump arguing about who's the biggest dipshit. And yeah, the coverage is just basically nonstop that, well, is Israel fucked at this particular juncture? Are they finally going to keep dropping? Or are they going to do something different? And that's it. People, Trump did what? Go Google it. What's your fucking problem? Anyways, either way, when you look at the last little bit of information, you see seriously and truly now that not only was Trump still working with those people and helping them, Now they're starting to have the new beef. So they're going to use Epstein to try to attack each other. And let's not forget that, you know, Bibi Netanyahu spent a whole bunch of time on the Epstein plane, allegedly, right? He was in the little black book too. And we're dealing with these two fucking assholes who can't get over themselves to understand what's really fucking happening. Like, the idea that folks aren't looking into this stuff and researching these things is ridiculous to me. You know, it's not up to me to do this. I'm reading the news. I'm looking up what's already on the news and calling back to other things that were happening. Even more so, the more that you see this kind of thing coming together, the easier it should be for a lot of folks to actually understand that, you know, not only is it a fucking psyop anymore, nobody's being serious with you at this particular juncture. Like, every single plan that is happening, every single thing that is going on has been set up by these folks for many years ahead, right? And the more that we're looking into these things, the harder that we try to say, hey, look at this. Think about that. You know, 2 hours ago, war in Iran. Israel kills 4 in Lebanon as Trump criticizes Netanyahu. So, yeah, there was a peace deal. But like we said, it ain't going to stop the Israelis. They're going to keep doing whatever it is.
Israel, Dr. Chaim Weizmann meets America's President, Harry Truman, and gives him a...
Since 1948, it's been a balancing act for U.S. presidents between supporting Israel and maintaining ties with Arab nations.
The people you help most are the ones that get most angry with you.
An American president must make a decision that does not, in effect, give the Israelis a blank check.
But the 1973 October War marked a turning point in U.S.-Israel relations, from a cautious support to a strategic partnership in which Israel became a key U.S. ally in the Middle East.
Our number one commitment in the Middle East is to protect the right of Israel to exist permanently, and to exist in peace.
But this year, the balance may have been disrupted because of the U.S.-Israel war on Iran. At the center, President Donald Trump, who has announced a deal with Iran this week that on the surface ignores Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's priorities, deposing the government in Tehran and its proxies, including Hamas and Hezbollah. Republicans and Democrats here on Capitol Hill are trying not to tip the scales when it comes to their traditional bipartisan support for Israel. But public criticism is making that harder. After decades of accepting campaign donations from AIPAC, the pro-Israel lobbying group, a growing number of Democrats is turning the money down under pressure from their constituents. Even progressives, such as Senator Bernie Sanders, have been blasted for supporting Israel's right to exist.
I think, and I hope that as most people in this room know, I led the effort in the United States Senate to end U.S. military aid to Israel.
On the Republican side, Kentucky Representative Thomas Massie, one of the most prominent Republican critics of U.S. policy toward Israel, lost his re-election bid because he opposed Trump's decision to wage war.
That was a good visual.
I think the most candid answer came from the Secretary of State, who told the press that Israel forced our hand and dragged us into this war.
But for every Thomas Massie, there's a Senator Tom Cotton who wants to expand intelligence sharing between the U.S. and Israel, a proposal that has angered some voters. The U.S. already provides $3.8 billion in military aid to Israel every year. The U.S.-Iran agreement might go beyond ending the war. It is exposing the growing strains in the American-Israeli relationship.
Yeah, growing strains. That's what you would call it. That's what you call it. Oil prices going higher. I mean, I just pulled this up right here just to see. I did Trump Epstein, and it just says Jeffrey Epstein was obsessed with trying to take Trump down before his suicide. Sources close to the president's and intelligence officials claim Trump had Epstein killed. Trump had Epstein killed as Epstein was seen as an intelligence risk. Epstein was described as obsessed with digging up dirt on Trump before and after his arrest, with Epstein colluding against Trump and enemies. Trump is opted to cover up the story for fear of the truth being discovered. Contrary to the pedophile scandal, President is supposedly worried that he would be held criminally liable for the extrajudicial killing of a suspected intelligence asset and his former friend. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that is something that we did actually had shown you during that particular time. It's going back to the whole Epstein thing, right? We had seen, and even when they released the Epstein emails, the emails between Jeffrey Epstein and Steve Bannon, who very famously around 2018 era was completely and totally against Trump, right? And talking shit about Trump, and he was flip-flopping, and he was working with Epstein to get all that dirt and put all that out for him. Yeah. Epstein was trying to offer prosecutors Trump, but didn't have anything. Oh, really? Oh, really? And there we go back to this video.
And the Iranians, and it's going towards that. Netanyahu will try to sabotage it. One of the ways he'd sabotage it is by putting out Epstein material against U.S. government officials, including Trump.
Yeah, we're still talking about Epstein. Epstein doesn't go away. It don't go anywhere, dude. Eric Trump claiming it was an AI screenshot, but Grok says Damian Cromer did post it on this account and then deleted it. Yeah. Trump privately scolded Charlie Kirk, Tucker Carlson, and Bailey Kelly over Epstein. Per the FBI, Trump knew and funded underage sex parties at Palm Beach. Oh, what's that right there? Intake of unclassified. Called the FBI National Threat Operations Center, knocked to report Donald Trump knew and funded underage sex parties at his Donald Trump golf course. Ooh. Yeah, recently interviewed by the FBI, however, felt the triggered as the victim did not report all the information and had recordings of Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell discussing marketing strategies for high-profile sex parties at the Donald Trump golf course. However, Blake mailed the recordings to a lawyer in the Cayman Islands. Blake was part of a Sinaloa cartel and worked exclusively with Trump and Maxwell, or Epstein and Maxwell. However, was able to walk away from the cartel due to his status with Epstein and Maxwell's. In the recordings, Trump stated he was aware of the underage sex parties and charged the house money of the golf course to fund the sex parties. Blake witnessed Robert Leach strangle a young girl during one of those parties, and he claims she was buried behind the 19th hole of the Donald Trump golf course and is aware of 3 separate occasions where this happened. Yeah. Yeah. Trump always has a personal reason. He didn't want to be involved with it because they were doing the same things. And now they're breaking off from each other. But, I mean, do people really care about that stuff? No. Seems to be not. Seems like people are done talking about Epstein, even though, I was talking about him years ago. Did anybody really care back then? No, they all cared now. But even now, if it's saying something bad about Trump, plug my ear, I can't hear. That's basically what happens these days. Insane. It's absolutely insane shit. Insane shit. But that's the world that we live in. I mean, we're losing people every day. I didn't even get into the Oliver Tree Atlantic Records murdered him conspiracy. And it's like, do we really even need to get into all that? No, maybe we do. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. I don't know. What I do know is that there's a lot of ridiculous shit happening in the world today. And I mean, we knew Trump was getting targeted, right? We knew. But how far back does some of this stuff go? I mean, this is another interesting one that I haven't seen on Google too much, but did you guys hear about the SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center, indictment that alleges executive funneled $1.2 million to neo-Nazi informant partner? In a June 2nd superseding indictment identifies employee 2 as Heidi Barich, who led the SPLC's intelligence project from 2012 to 2019 and allegedly unauthorized payments to informant F9 in the National Alliance between 2015 and 2001. $140,000 from donor accounts went to their joint bank account for personal expenses, while originally the April 21st charges accused the SPLC of wire fraud, false bank statements, and money laundering by secretly paying over $3 million to informants and hate groups to boost fundraising. Officials like acting AG Todd Blanche and FBI Director Kash Patel claimed the nonprofit manufactured extremism it claimed to fight. The SPLC pleads not guilty and calls the Trump administration out for its intimidation efforts. But yes, apparently this woman right here, this fucking beautiful specimen, yeah, dude, is your beautiful specimen, was actually apparently dating a neo-Nazi that was a part of a literal Nazi organization and funding SPLC funds to them to help create more neo-Nazi behavior so that they can write about it and fundraise off of it. I mean, it's an insane strategy. I mean, you gotta be like, what the fuck? So wait a minute. You're telling me that the lady that was dishing out the money over at the SPLC Center for fucking years was dating a Nazi while she was in the middle of trying to allegedly stop Nazis? Wow. I don't even know what to fucking say.
Good afternoon.
Here's the
Today,
indictment.
a few minutes ago, in the Middle District of Alabama, a grand jury returned an 11-count indictment charging the Southern Poverty Law Center with 6 counts of wire fraud, 4 counts of bank fraud, and 1 count of conspiracy
look at that handsome little G and his weird ass little fucking ears.
According to the charges in the indictment, the SPLC is a nonprofit entity that purports to fight white supremacy and racial hatred by reporting on extremist groups and conducting research to inform law enforcement groups with the goal of dismantling these groups. As the indictment describes, the SPLC was not dismantling these groups. It was instead manufacturing the extremism it purports to oppose by paying sources to stoke racial hatred. The indictment describes this conduct in detail, but one troubling example is that the SPLC was paying a member of the leadership group that planned the Unite the Right protests in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017 that resulted in the death of 1 person and injured dozens more.
What? Charleston? Heather Heyer? 2017? The SPLC paid money to a person that was in leadership in the group where the guy ran over the lady? You're fucking lying. So the 27. Charlottesville rally 5 years later. It's still what you're trying to forget. Black Lives Matter. Wow. That is literally crazy when you think about that, because that's the same reason that Black Lives Matter got big. It's the same reason that they were able to grift all that money off of those people and buy 9 houses and do all this stuff. I mean, people got had. It was a political operation from top to fucking bottom, right? That dude's in jail right now for what he did, which he deserves to be in jail for what he did. But now we're starting to find out that the entire situation was manufactured. Like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Yeah, we are serious. Charlottesville, Virginia, a downtown park, grass grows on the spot where once stood a massive bronze statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee. Astride his horse traveler. Space feels different now, says Dog Gatherer's cool founder of the local Black Lives Matter group. It's much more serene. Yeah, we don't got it. We don't got that big We don't got that big ass statue of that motherfucker up there no more. Tiki torches, neo-Nazis, alt-right supporters, Thomas Jefferson. What? Yeah, think about that, dude. The white supremacist rally that took place in Charlottesville, Virginia from August 11th to 12th in 2017, where marchers included members of alt-right, neo-Nazis, neo-fascists, white nationalists, white supremacists, neo-Nazis, Klansmen, and far-right militias. Yep. And yeah, the rally turned violent after protesters clashed with powder torture protesters with more than 30 injured. Yeah. And then on August 12th, self-identified white supremacist James Alex Fields Jr. deliberately rammed his car into a crowd of counter-protesters about a half-mile away from the rally site, killing Heather Heyer and injuring 35 people. That's what they're talking about.
This particular, and injured dozens more. This particular person being paid by the SPLC allegedly received approximately $270,000 over the course of 8 years. In total, according to the indictment, between 2014 and 2023, SPLC paid at least $3 million to 8 individuals at least. These individuals were affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, United Klans of America, National Socialist Movement, Aryan Nations Affiliated Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club, the Nationalist Socialist Party of America, Nazis, and the American Front. Now, as the indictment lays out, after SPLC paid members of these extremist groups, it created work product that reported on these activities that the members participated in or contributed to. And to that end, it was doing the exact opposite of what it's told its donors it was doing.
Yep. All that shit that they got, all that other shit done. Problem, reaction, solution. All created by the same people. They manufactured that shit. And it's all been manufactured. This is how they do it. Can you see? So Trump is going to take this one as like a huge win, but literally they've truly and seriously completely screwed the fucking pooch here. And maybe it is like a Taco Bell commercial. I don't know. But you got to think right here. Heather Beerich, former top SPLC official, has reportedly been accused of funneling $1.2 million to an informant in a neo-Nazi group who was also allegedly her lover. I mean, you got to hand it to her. What's up, Yobi? Yeah, I'm around. CG, you think it's fabricated and a homosexual? I think you're fake gay. Anyways, so, I mean, what do you even say? What do you even do? How do you even fucking make this up? You can't make this shit up, dude. This is a real fucking thing. Imagine it. Imagine how this really looks. What's it say? SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center. I'm going to fuck fascism. Like, fuck is in take down, right? This is a good fucking meme. I've never seen anybody reverse it like that. This is fucking good. Yeah. It's funnier too because Anakin is definitely a fashion. Oh my god. Maybe she was hot back in the day, dude. I don't know. Maybe she does a lot of Kegels. Yeah, dude. America's truly an insane asylum. APAC, Nazi. Like, what the fuck, dude? I just pulled the superseding indictment. SPLC secretly paid F-30 more than $70,000 in donors' money. F-30 led the National Socialist Party of America, was a member of the Ku Klux Klan and the leader of the Aryan nations that had approximately 17 chapters in 17 states. Chapters in 17 states. What the fuck? Oh my god. Like, oh my god. Who ran the Nationalist Socialist Party of America from 2014 to 2020? Huh. Let's see. The National Socialist Party of America was dissolved in 1981. If you were referring to the National Socialist Movement, the largest neo-Nazi group, and during the U.S. at that time, it was led by Jeff Schlope, until he handed over control to a black civil rights activist, James Hart Stern, in 2019. Let's see. Jeff Schlope commanded the MSM from 1994 to 2019. When he sought to dissolve the group to escape legal troubles from the 2017 Charlottesville rally. Bang, 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 bang. I guess we know who F-30 is now. F-30 is Jeff Schlope. Let's see. We can find what this guy looks like. Oh, he looks exactly like I thought he would. Oh, what's this? 5 days ago, Jeff Schlope got the Nazi picture right there. Last night, Simon Wiesenthal Center Humanitarian Awards event was a powerful reminder that upstanders make a difference. Honored to attend with Acadia, whose efforts in the mobile museums of tolerance bring light to the world. Congrats to the honorees of the event. So yeah, that's the guy that was making the money right there. So we have his little, I guess that's his new girlfriend. Well, I guess you kind of traded up a little bit. She ain't got much of a titties, but she seems like she got some booty though. So I guess I can respect that. Let's check to see what else let's see what he's posted over the last week. Check it out from Hate Humanity.
Quick to divide. Quick to label instead
AI
of seeing
swap?
humanity.
Wow, dude. Neo-Nazis
And getting to know Dia over
and
the course of
AI
the film, it changed my life.
Like my purpose for making the film, it was personal. It was trying to liberate myself from the fear I have from people like this. I've been afraid of guys like this since I was little. So I wanted to make an active choice no longer to be afraid. The second thing was, what I wondered was, is it possible for somebody like me to sit with somebody like that and for him to see my humanity and for me to recognize his? Is that
What the fuck?
So the neo-Nazi movement in Australia gain recruits out of what we saw at the weekend.
100%. They will, if they don't already have it out there.
Wait, what does that say? Former neo-Nazi? Well, he gave up the party and he's no longer a Nazi? Motherfucker, blue eyes, white, fucking balding?
They'll have it out there soon. They'll have videos out there showing them marching. If there was clashes and they were involved in it, they'll show that as well. And their propaganda videos will be coming out very soon if they haven't already. The organization, the main neo-Nazi organization here in Australia, is basically a carbon cookie cutter type of organization similar to what I ran in the United States. It's using the same blueprint, the same activities, the same type of public presence. There's nothing new about it. It's basically the same type of activism.
Interesting. Jeff Schlope once led the largest neo-Nazi group in the United States. Now he disavows the hateful views he once held and aims to combat the very movement he once heralded. Wow. Yobi says what? I urge to inform you that the Vikings up north are under attack from the woke army and robots and sheep. UNESCO scam claims Vikings are Stone Age people. Wow. Okay.
I make the point in the book that
Josh Cohen Wow, dude, a Nazi talking to
And
a
I've
Jew.
said it in a few podcasts now that in a country of over 300 million people, I think we're around 330 million. It's not wise. It's not realistic to expect our society not to be polarized, right? It's a big.
Yeah. So I guess that's who this indictment is talking about. Although it doesn't say, it says detonated by the number F. I'm gonna help this lady out. Well, a simple Google says it was Jeff Shio. Makes sense because quit in 2019 and is now fighting Nazis. You can't make this shit up. There you go, Julie Kelly. You're welcome. You're welcome. And also, you're welcome to all you people out there. Look at that. I just Googled it and we figured it out right away. So yeah, it was definitely him. Definitely him. So in 2010, he reached out to the SPLC trying to get out of the white nationalist movement, then reached out and solicited and discussed plans to leave the movement, then helped to manufacture the Unite the Right rally where Heather Heyer got murdered. And now all of a sudden, he's totally fighting those heckin' bad Nazis. Holy fuck. You can't make this shit up, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. I fucking hate Nazis. But you know what? I fucking am starting to hate these fucking other siders or whatever the fuck we call them. These closet Nazis just as much, dude. They're the fucking same, bro. You can't convince me otherwise. Like, are you kidding me, bro? Look at this. He says, thereafter, SPLC employee offered F30 a monthly salary of $2,500 in addition to payments for expenses to continue to leave and maintain a violent extremist organization that he wanted to leave. And then they started paying him and identify him as a rare books employee based on this material false representation. And F30 was issued a rare books employee pay card. From approximately 2010 to 2016, XPLC secretly moved over $70,000 in donors' money directly to that guy's account. That's fucking wild. So he calls them, Jeff Shalope calls them, wants to stop being a neo-Nazi, ends up getting funded by the SPLC to keep running the organization so that they can keep raising money from their donors. The Unite the Right rally happens. Everything kind of goes to a head. And then very quickly after that, to, I guess, escape any type of negativity, he quit that and now he's fighting against it. Holy, that is fucking nuts. Okay. F30 used donors' money, among other things, to travel to extremist rallies, host extremist rallies, donate money to leaders of other extremist organizations, recruit new members into his extremist organization, publish racist and extremist material for the purpose of recruiting new members, both inside and outside of prison, and to create a racist paraphernalia to sell at rallies to raise more money for his extremist organization. This was known to a certain SPLC employees as they continued to secretly fund donors' money to F30. During the same period that SPLC was secretly using donors' money to fund F30's extremist activities, the SPLC had an entire extremist file webpage dedicated to F30. The SPLC used this extremist file webpage to solicit more public donations. At one point, F30 asked the SPLC employee to soften the language about his extremist file page so it would not scare off new members from joining his extremist organization. Fuck, I want to see these emails. Holy fuck. Holy fuck, dude. SPLC. What was this guy? his name? Jeff Schlope? Holy shit. Can't make this shit up. Oh, forgot the J. Yeah, there's literally still a fucking page about him on there. Wow. He's just in it for the money. They even tried to start a white ethno state. Ongoing legal struggles left Schlope, not to mention the MSM, desperate for financial straits. On March 1st, 2019, Schlope informed NSM members in a press release that he intended to step down as commander, passing the torch to a neighbor named Bert Kolucki. As Haste Watch first reported on February 15, 2019, Schlope's departure from the group became a mere few weeks after he turned over control to a black civil rights advocate from California, James Hart Stern. According to later reporting from the Washington Post, Stern began convincing Schlope to sign over MSM to him late 2018, in part because of Schlope's ongoing legal issues surrounding Charlottesville. Incorporation papers filed in Michigan and legal documents related to Integrity First for America Charlottesville lawsuit listed Stern as the president director of MSN as early as mid-January 2019. Yeah. Huh. I wonder if they're going to put anything in here about the recent stuff. Ooh, March 29, 2020, Schlope appeared on a podcast put out by the Clarion Project, which the SPLC has in past listed as an anti-Muslim hate group to discuss his de-radicalization process. On November 23rd, 2021, a federal court in Virginia found the National Socialist Movement and its former leader, Jeff Schlope, liable for charges of civil conspiracy in Sines versus Kessler, a case against the organizers of the 2017 Unite the Right rally. The jury allotted Schlope $500,000 in punitive damages and another $1 million to MSN, which is now under the leadership of Bert Kolucki. Yep. Yeah, it all came from God. He's just testing us right now how far hate can go for the people we haven't met and cannot verify that this is happening near reality. Well, that's some fucking ridiculous shit. You don't need to meet a person in person to hate them. You can just watch a video of them and just not like what they say, and you can hate them. That's not even how any of this works. That might have been how it worked in fucking 2,000 years ago because everybody was a fuckwad, but these days you can just pull up a video on YouTube and start hating on somebody. I mean, it's pretty fucking easy. People do it to me all the time. So you got to think about it in this way. We can verify that. But it's the reasoning of hate, right? Why do people hate other people? How do people take less than 1% of their genetic material that makes them, that dictates what they look like? My 1% sucked ass. Look at what I fucking look like. Seriously, you think I want to look like this? No, I look good. And now I just look like, bleh! Anyways, but can you use that less than 1% to hate somebody? No. Because there's probably something about that other 98% or 99% of that asshole that you can equally not like, right? I mean, literally, think about this shit. We have individuals all around of this place trying to tell us stuff. And even more so, we literally have folks that apparently can't even tell. Every third helicopter, the most racist man alive. Did you check out that Salon article I sent to everyone? What? I mean, are we supposed to think that? Are we supposed to believe that the pussy was so good that this dude became not a neo-Nazi? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube was in your face back then. Yeah, YouTube is in your face. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This shit's wild, bro. Yeah. America suffers from a lack of Nazis, or so the parties are. So they decided to create more.
They were supposed to be the anti-hate group. They were fomenting hate. They were funding violence.
When I look at this and I hear these explosive allegations like reimbursement for cross-burning, that happened too at SPLC. And then I look at the donors, George and Amal Clooney, Apple, JP Morgan. I asked our brain room to look to see if any of these donors have said anything, and it's just been crickets.
You know, Kaylee, once you see this, you can't unsee it. The whole thing looks like a truckload of strawberries dumped on a ski slope. It stands out. These folks are like arsonists who are masquerading as firefighters. They were supposed to be the anti-hate group. They were fomenting hate. They were funding violence.
What up, bro?
They funded and declared groups like, Christian groups, conservative groups, the various family groups that inspired violence in many instances. So they've got a lot to answer for. And glad that they're under investigation because they have earned it. They were supposed to be the anti-hate group. They were fomenting hate. They were.
Yeah. Yeah. So cool. So we just found out that the thing that all those retards like Jim Sewerson and all of his friends were all getting all crazy about. Oh yeah, that was just as manufactured as their takedown of Mike Flynn because he started QAnon. Who started QAnon these days? Who are they trying to say was? Is it Jeffrey Epstein and Steve Bannon now? Didn't I call that like 6 months ago? Why am I so good at this? I don't know. Why do people just disrespect me all the time? I'm just a disrespectful person, honestly. People just look at me and they just go, yeah, I got no respect for that fat piece of shit. And then I'm just like, okay. This is me typing on the keyboard, if you didn't know. Although I'm not actually typing on the keyboard. I did get a new one, though. Look at this thing. Ooh, the shiny! It's Steel Series. I had to drop all the Razer shit. I like this new keyboard because it's got the Hall effect sensors. It's going to last forever. It's made out of metal. But I don't like the size of the control key. But I can't change it, so I just have to learn it. And then I started using a new mouse. This one's actually better. I just have to use it kind of weird. I have to like use it sideways. But it's so light that it doesn't hurt my hand, so that's good. Yeah, dude. Tism is strong with you. Fuck you. I don't have no tisms other than... Give me... What are the tisms? I'm asking Google. What are the tisms? Oh. The tisms is internet slang for autism. You either got a tism, a touch of the tism, or ism with the tism. Fucked up. Yeah, I'm on some kind of spectrum. I don't give a fuck about any of these dumb fuck spectrums or whatever. I just want to sit at my computer and just like hang out. I don't want to work. I mean, I have a job. I do my job. But I'm autistic as fuck, so, people don't understand it. And once they start getting that, oh, he's autistic as fuck. Got it. He's not mad at me. I just interrupted him when he was in the middle of something. And that fucks with autistic people. Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. I don't really care about anything anymore. I'm just here. I'm just here. Oh, wait, here. It was on Jimmy Dore.
Oh.
Jimmy and Kurt Metzger discussed Kurt's theory that QAnon was essentially a live-action role-playing game designed by Steve Bannon. Damn, you're going to give Steve Bannon credit for my shit? You're a fucking bitch, Kurt Metzger. I'll fucking fight you, dude. I'll beat your motherfucking ass. I don't even give a fuck. And then fuck you fucking lazy-eyed fuck Jimmy Dore.
Oh, and Alex Jones called me.
I heard that.
I don't know what he's going to report as. I'm not going to
though?
spoil his story, but he said I guessed right
I'm kidding.
about.
I don't want to fight Kurt Metzger. That would be a one-sided fight. I would just win that fight. It would just be too easy for me. But seriously though, this shit pisses me off. Like, we're just gonna keep inventing shit. Well, we already fucking know what happens, but nope, he's got too much of the tism. We don't like that fuck.
Well, you said
Epstein. Well, yeah, Bannon, Epstein, and that Chinese guy. His last name's Yu, and that's what all the video game talk was. to affect how can we make a game to that where it affects politics? We already did the cicada thing. We already did Gamergate. That Bannon was.
Unfortunately, I was in the military. What you did could compromise your entire career. What entire career? What do you mean? What did I do? What do you think I did? Because I didn't do none of that shit. I've never been in the military. I've been into a lot of military bases, though, and gotten clearance to go do military things. And I'll have you know that the only time I've ever taken a picture at a secure military installation was to take a picture of the fucking Starlink on the roof that shouldn't have been there.
Behind Gamergate, if you were.
And if they're going to throw me into prison, fine. They're just going to watch me walk through the fucking bars and then take off. And what are they going to do? Come catch me? They can't catch me. They tried that already. They failed miserably. It was hilarious.
Call Gamergate.
Yeah, I do. So this and this came out in the Epstein files, you say?
Well, based on it, there's basically a whole exchange between Bannon and Epstein, or Jeffrey's asking him about what this guy, the guy's name's like George Yu, some name, Gino Yu or something. He was asking about using video game, like path working to affect politics. So QAnon, Jenna's who guessed it, actually. I didn't guess it. I didn't understand what she was saying to me. I was like, no.
Oh, Jenna guessed it. So he's like, it didn't even come from me. It came from this other person, but I'm going to be the one that's going to be giving out the story incorrectly because, you know, the telephone game.
They're a team. They all did it together and kind of, but the character.
It said you had pictures and videos of routers in your car outside of the hangar and aircraft. No, I didn't.
In the game of Q, that's Jeff. He's got Q level clearance. He's above our intel and Israel's intel. He's in the Carol Quigley temporary zone to write that book that exposed everything.
You lie.
Cosmic's above that. The only thing above it's like cosmic clearance or something. And, so Q is leaking real rumors and stuff. This is all happening around the time of Julian Assange. Anyway, Alex, he's going to, I won't say his whatever but he knew something inside that, with that being correct. And that's what he was talking about on his show the other day. I kept getting texts about it where he said, I guessed it. But actually, it was my fifth wife, Jenna, that guessed it.
Oh, it was his fifth wife, Jenna. Hanger.
All right. Well, that's all.
So, wait a minute. That's how it was all came down? That's how they figured it out or whatever? This is how they think it's going on? The footage we already have is just you being is about you being authentic. Oh sure. Sure. I don't think you have any footage of me at that. And even if you did, I wouldn't give a fuck either way. Because like I've already told you, the last time they tried to scoop me up, I just vanished. What are they gonna do? I'll just do it again. They ain't got no tech for that shit, bitch. Are you kidding me? You think they got something that they can do with that? Nope, they can't do shit. They can't do shit. I don't even have the picture anymore on my fucking Google Drive. I don't think. I cached it over. Yeah, nope. Nope. If I look at my thing, I typed in hanger. Yeah, nope. Just registers and door dashing. What is this? Oh, here's me shooting guns. I fucking hallelujah! Hey! See it? Oh, trigger control. Look. Learn how to shoot one-handed. Boom. Yeah. You're right. I can't do anything. It's all on you. It's definitely all on me. It's always been all on me. What's this one, though? California Hotel. Oh, I remember that. That was so cool. It was like a long-ass time ago, though. Aircraft hangar. Oh, yeah, right here. Oh, yeah, look at me just driving around on the fly line in my Prius. Look at those fucking F-18s, baby. Woo! That's what I shouldn't be playing. That's what I should be playing.
Oh yeah, look at me just driving around on the fly line in my Prius. Look at those fucking F-18s, baby. Woo!
What do you mean it shouldn't have been filmed? I love planes. Are you kidding me? Look at all the pictures of the planes. I even have pictures of me over at the Pima Air and Space Museum. 903rd AMRAG Boneyard. Tell me where this is. Or ooh, look at that one. Ooh, look at that one. Ooh, where's that? What are they building in there? I don't know what that is, but it might be some kind of nuclear propulsion technology that was disassembled and left to rot. I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, that's one of them. That's, I think, the only one that I have. But yeah, that's a good one right there. You got F-35, F-35, F-18. Another F-18. They just came out of that. Yeah, but even after that, when the base commander or whatever wanted to talk to me, we just shook hands and I'm like, but like, your guys are literally taking videos of the entire thing and posting it on their fucking Instagram, and you're not doing anything to them, and I didn't sign anything. So, what are we really doing here? And he's like, I don't know. And then, what did I have to do? Oh, yeah, then I just showed him this patch, and then he was just like, oh. Thank you, sir. No, thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
And so you're saying that Alex Jones has confirmed and will confirm your suspicion or Jenna's suspicion via you that Q was who again?
Bannon Epstein and this guy Gino. I think Gino is like YU. They got a bunch of emails about video games and gaming, and he's a big gamer. And that's how these guys do their little control mechanisms on people. You see it in the UFO bullshit community. So you get a government. You've seen it on podcasts. People are friends with some.
I have unlimited energy. I can put my energy as far into anything as I want. It doesn't matter. It's not like anybody's going to care.
Tell person that lets them know stuff,
Q is aliens from outer space, Mr. Blacksmith, for real.
You get to go through a LARP. And so that's a mass LARP that affected politics. The same way Cambridge Analytica was effective. Okay.
Yes.
That's
Is this guy just like repeating what I told everybody, but putting a new spin on it because fuck these people?
That's how big of a deal it is. But what people don't get is Bannon is behind the design of that. He's a dark magician, I would say, which is really just an intel person, if you want to be secular about it. But he studies that stuff. He doesn't dislike all Muslims, by the way. He likes them Sufi ones, which are like the Freemason kind. All the Freemasons is the architecture of the LARP around you. Get it? I'm like, hey, how come they don't do any masonry? Yes, they do.
And so,
they built your architecture of the illusion we all live in.
And so, what?
So wait. So it was Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein by way of the Sufi Muslims because they're Freemasons and they're all members of the Illuminati. Okay.
And so what was the main point of Q?
To feel like you're in on some clues and you're solving things, and Trump and
I gotta give it to Jimmy though. I was talking shit in that lazy-eyed fuck, but he's seriously, if you look at his face throughout this entire thing, he's like, wait, oh, but I've heard this before, but it's like you're inventing a new story. Look at him.
Trump's in it. I think Trump's in on that too. Also, excuse me, Trump was also in it. It had to do with Trump too, because Trump was fighting on the inside. I never looked into Q ever or gave a shit about it.
Me neither.
A major component was Trump was in on the inside and trying to fight the Satanists, right? You still see it floating around. You still see it pop up here and there. That Michael Sala guy was on Redacted saying it, that Trump has to clean the Satanists out of the. And you remember when Trump brought those troops into D.C.?
Yeah.
And it was a big thing. And that's what was being spun at the time. I mean, now hilariously, we know he's one of the Satanists, but that it's all part of the LARP thing, and it affects politics, and that's why the Democrats get so because they're jealous of like a better video game than the one they could come up with.
Now, who was the only person that was involved in the QAnon stuff and the Cambridge Analytica stuff? Me, right? I was there. I was doing social media for the Obama campaign like a fucking bright-eyed dumbass. Okay, you want me to tweet whatever? Okay, no problem. And I saw how they did their game. And now they're saying all the Democrats are pissed. Yeah, they could have put that shit together in the first place, man. They need somebody like who? Like me.
For the stupid American public to be stupid about. Gamergate's really bigger than I guess we all had supposed.
Poor Jimmy.
And okay. And so the point of Q was
okay.
You know what a live action role playing game is, right?
So no.
Oh, all right. It's you've seen Jesus. You know, a bunch of nerds put on knight armor and Nerf swords, and they go and hit each other, and they go, I roll D20. It's like Dungeons & Dragons, but they do it live and act out the parts.
Yeah.
If you play a video game, someone has to give you branching storylines that are interesting in a role-playing game. Okay? So they can do it on a mass level. You've been seeing them do it with identity politics.
Bro.
You've been seeing them do it with QAnon. They drip feed, little limited hangout, horrible information. That's absolutely true about the government. And then there's an illusion there's a good guy side that you can be a part of, right?
Oh, okay.
And you're doing something. It's
Kurt, he doesn't fucking get it. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down, son.
significantly better than a No Kings protest in terms of entertainment, I would say. To distract stupid cattle, it's way better than No Kings. It's just to dissipate your revolutionary energy, as they always say. It's 100% just that.
Oh, if it's to dissipate the revolutionary energy, what was the best example of that in a literary format? I don't know. Could have probably been that book Q by that Luther Burset crew. Because, I mean, that's like exactly what the whole fucking book is about. Is he going to bring that up?
You're mad, rightly so. Steve Bannon often recognizes, but he ain't one of you guys. Steve is talking about how to run the slaves and what kind of stupid game we build around them. So when you go to stupid...
No, I'm going to play Rust and Star Citizen, and I'm going to do everything that I feel like I want to do, because life is about doing what you want and what you need. It's not about doing what other retards think that you should be doing, because, like, fuck them.
Fucking baseball and all them dumb things Americans like. And Disney magic. Everyone's a Disney adult in this country. Everyone's a Disney adult. And they got to keep you in the Magic Kingdom somehow, don't they?
Boy, do you see how the New York Knicks just captivated
Jerry Seinfeld?
That is
Wow, Fred Durst. It almost knows what he's talking about, calling it ARG alerting to surface level knowledge. What do you think about all of this? I could talk about it for a long time. Gino, you. It's really weird just thinking and considering what that is. I mean, I'm not going to beat the dead horse, dude. I ain't going to beat the dead horse. I'm just going to let that one fucking slide. Okay. It's not like I can argue with it or I have the respect or clout to even be able to. So, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Fuck it. I didn't even give a shit. I don't even care. What do I have to do? Okay. So, Kurt Metzger, you do have, I guess, what I would consider to be a very surface level knowledge. It sounds like you have a lot of the pieces together, but you're still trying to shift the narrative onto something that wasn't there. You know, it was something that me and my boys created. Although those guys were my boys, they're more like people that I used. And then we purposefully put it out there so people not associated to Bannon could get it taken over. But, you know, there was a part there, though, maybe, you know, the first people that were trying to take it over, however, was Alex Jones through his Zach characters by way of the Jerome Corsi LARP with Tracy Beans. So like, it's almost like you're trying to like other somebody else. You're trying to like pass the buck from your boy Jones and them, who was also working with Bannon at the time, by the way, to something else. So yeah, I mean, you have a surface level knowledge, and I guess you could say that maybe he became involved, like Epstein and Bannon became involved in some kind of way after our people relinquished control of the goddamn thing. But even then, everything that's being posted kind of like contradicts it until I guess Q starts actually talking about Bannon. So essentially, you have fallen hosts to the Matlock puzzle, that you've done exactly what was designed for you to do. But it'll be interesting to see if you actually can understand the totality of what was achieved in this particular feat. Because not only did we do the same thing that the SPLC Center did, we didn't have to pay anybody any money. We just had to talk to the right people at the right time to get somebody that actually pays them money to get them in on the thing and excited about it so that they would do it, not understanding it would crush everything about them for years going on. Because the whole entire thing was to catch those guys up. It was just kind of a bonus that, you know, old fatso Thomas Schoenberger decided to throw his lap in there. But, you know, I don't know what he's up to. You know, there really hasn't been any cicada media outside that new Detroit puzzle that popped up that seems pretty cool or whatever that I don't have a problem with. But like, I haven't really heard anything. No new videos or documentaries that I know of are coming out, you know. Just real sad, man. I wish I had the ability to tell a story about all that stuff, but you know what? I just don't know if that's ever going to happen. I think I'm just going to be stuck with having to relive all of those moments for like another 10 years before somebody actually figures out that I wasn't making it up and be like, yeah, I really did just fall into the most insane bullshit all the time, because that's just my life. That's just how shit works. I don't know. I didn't make it up. I didn't decide any of this shit. It just keeps fucking happening to me. What do you want from me? What do you want? I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot. But yeah, you should have done the stuff you did. Should have done this with regulation. Said you weren't brief, which you go that. But you have to go to court of that. No, I didn't have to go to court of that. I'm not a member of the UCMJ. I'm not. What are they going to do? They can't do anything to me. They tried to, you know how many times they've tried? Like, they've tried multiple times for multiple different things. And even a 9-second video isn't enough. Because you have to understand that they think that you're not playing on the same level as they are, but you are. You're actually playing at a much higher level than they are. It's all checks and balances. They're playing chess, and I'm fucking playing checkers. That's basically it. But yeah. Yeah, well, I'm always being traumatized. You know why I'm being traumatized? Because evil is attracted to people like me, people that are smart. Because they want to be able to use us for their evil. But what they don't get is that I don't play by their rules, dude. My rules are much different than their rules. Okay? My rules are much deeper. I impose limits on myself. That's the biggest thing that I don't think that you guys know about me, is that the character that I put forward on a daily basis is not my true character or my true abilities. I am restrained in everyday life. Myself. Self-imposed restraint. Because I have rules. I don't like breaking my rules. No, you're not. Not how that works. Yeah. No, you're not automatically enrolled into anything. Nope. You're only, when you sign to do something, you're only signing for that thing that you signed. They can't come after you for anything else. You didn't take an oath. You didn't put your hand up, put it on the Bible, none of that shit. You're out of your mind. Yeah. And, I proved to you how out of your mind it is because I even play the videos again. Take me to jail. Bring it on, bitches. Put the handcuffs on nice and tight. And then they're going to be like, where'd he go? He's gone. That doesn't happen. So anyways, I guess it's been a pretty good one for coming back. We're getting back into the scene of things. We got to get new stuff going on, which is pretty good. I figured we got to test out the settings. Imagine that we went live and everything just fucking worked. I didn't have to fuck with anything. No audio issues. None of that shit. So, we might have to stop calling this the best worst show on the internet. We might have to just call it the worst show on the internet shit. It's fine, though. Ultimately, there's folks out there that just need to get a life. So we'll go ahead and just give them time to go think about their bullshit. Either way, I think that there's been a lot to go over here in this particular area. I mean, we've talked about a lot today. I mean, legends dying, fucking Donald Trump getting cucked and then trying to cuck back, but still getting cucked. And it's just like a cuck fest all over the place. The world's apparently allegedly on fire. But in reality, gas is just kind of expensive and everything is more expensive. And it's like, who's going to fucking buy a house in this economy? Like, the only house that you could buy for any reasonable amount of price is like a fucking trailer. Like, seriously? A trailer? I mean, at this point, I don't even give a fuck. I'll live in a trailer at this point. I don't care. But it's just like, I'm 40. And if a guy like me is having problems and troubles just getting ahead enough to be able to make that, I can't imagine how difficult things are for the people that are much younger than me. Just somebody 10 years younger than me. They're living in a completely different world. Or if they either got lucky and they've been working the same job for the last 10 years and they're making something, or they're fucked. And I feel like there's a lot more people out there that are just kind of fucked. You know what I mean? Like, the only people that are doing good right now are the people that had the family money already. Other than that, I think it's just time for people to save, right? Don't load up your credit cards. Just try to keep going. And then, reminds me, I gotta go take my car into the shop because the two middle ACs, like my outside ACs blow air still, but the little thing in the middle, the two in the middle, they're not blowing the cold air out. They're not blowing anything out. So something's going on with like a solenoid or a door. It's probably not opening because when I push the button to move it, I don't hear anything moving. So I'm hoping that it's probably just a fuse or something. I don't know. Just getting hot, so I probably figured I should bring that shit up. But I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a good one. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, or whatever the heck. I don't really care. Either way, much love to you. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Be well, my friends. And always remember, you do you. Bye-bye now. See you later. Have a wonderful evening. Farewell, my friends. You like my new graphic that I had the AI whip up on me based on my personality talking to it? It came up with that. Fucking crazy, dude. It's like, damn, I like microwave. Fucking AI, bitch. Stop spying on me, you weird AI motherfucker. And it's just like, I don't care. I don't care. Anyways, bye. Bye, Obi. Bye, FY Forever. Bye, CB. Bye, Super Red Guy Rob. Bye, George. Bye, everybody else in the chat. I still see you, Mr. Blacksmith. See you later. Bye, that person on Kick that was probably trying to sell me view bots. Much love to you. Bye-bye now.